Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be diving into the new Matte Eyes to Mesmerize from Charlotte Tilbury. First of all, you guys know that these were completely right up my alley because number one, I love Charlotte Tilbury, and number two, I love Eyes to Mesmerize. The Eyes to Mesmerize Shimmer Eyeshadow Cream formula is my absolute favorite. I have so many shades. I love them. They are just kind of my ride or die. And I personally love wearing cream eyeshadows in the summer. So when I saw that she was launching new matte shades, I was just completely over the moon. I went ahead and bought 4 of the 5 shades. I have so much to say about these, you guys. Woo! Do I have a lot to say? I have a lot to say. I'm going to save all of my thoughts on them for my final thoughts. But let's go ahead and dive into the details on this and then we'll jump into the application. So these retail for $34 and they come in 5 shades. I picked up 4 of the 5 shades. The only shade I didn't pick up was black. They are claiming to be long wearing, that are smudge proof and waterproof, which I can see that. Absolutely. They are claiming to last over 12 hours. They have a silky mica that creates a soft glow glide effect that doesn't drag on the skin or the eyelid. That I can tell you is not true. With a brush, it will pull, just FYI. It has Tree of Life extract, rich in emollients to glide on. No, it is not rich in emollients. It's actually quite a dry formula, which of course I will get into that. Description on this, it says, combining the famous long-lasting smoothing powers of iconic Eyes to Mesmerize cream eyeshadow formula with the new matte formula. These miracle pots are the secret to a red carpet smoky eye in seconds. So these long-lasting cream matte eyeshadows are easy to build, blend, and wear. Wear them your way with my easy-to-apply system, swipe, smoke, and line. So that's all the information about them. Let's go ahead and jump into the application. I'm going to apply them on the eyelid, share my thoughts and my experience with you guys. Then I will get into swatches and I will swatch these shades next to other cream eyeshadows that I have in my collection. Then we will jump into my final thoughts where, of course, I will share my thoughts with you guys on these new matte Eyes to Mesmerize and how they compare to other formulas out on the market. So without further ado, let's jump into the application and I'll see you guys all in my final thoughts. Okay, you guys, let's dive into these new matte Eyes to Mesmerize from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm kind of excited about it. Like I said in my intro, the Eyes to Mesmerize is one of my favorite cream eyeshadow products. I went ahead and kind of did my brows. My brows are kind of a mess right now. My brows are a little bit wonky today, and it's because I did go ahead and put color dye on them. I like to color them about every 3 to 4 weeks, but the first couple of days, they're always just a little bit dark and a little bit wonky. And then it will kind of lighten up and look a little bit more natural, so they look a little crazy. I'm also testing out a new foundation and concealer. So I'm testing out the Clé de Peau. This is the new Seamless Finish Long Lasting Concealer. I'm so excited about it. I haven't put it on yet. And I decided, while I'm reviewing a Clé de Peau product, I decided to pull out this Radiant Cream Foundation that I recently picked up on sale to test it out. So that's what I've got going on right now. But the pots are exactly the same as the Eyes to Mesmerize. I have not opened them yet, so I'm very interested. Now, here's the thing. These have always been way too small for me to go down in and kind of use my fingers. I do know that a lot of people use the Eyes to Mesmerize, like the shimmer formula, with their fingers. They'll just put their finger down in there and start applying it. Because I have nails, these have never been big enough for me to get down in there, so that's just not an option for me. Typically, how I like to apply the Eyes to Mesmerize is I like to just go directly into the product with a brush and paint it on. That has been kind of my perfect way to apply. So I think because of that, I'm going to try that with this. Now, as you will notice, I don't have any base on. I use the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, this one right here. I use this as like a base. I basically use it to kind of even out my eyelids and stuff. I used to use the MAC Painterly paint pots, but they dried my eyes out. So my eyelids would just get so dry using the Painterly paint pots from MAC, so I could not use them anymore. So this shade in particular from Charlotte Tilbury, which is the Nude Cashmere, I was curious about this to see how it would look, kind of carving out my brows with it, and you know, seeing if I could kind of use it as a base, and also if I'm able to use it as a base, as an eyelid base, how does it work putting a darker shade over top? How does it work putting eyeshadows on top? So I'm just going to kind of play around with the product and kind of get a feel for it, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a brush. These are a little bit thicker of a product to pick up with a brush. Like, you kind of have to get that top layer off, and it's not as moussey or as creamy as the original like shimmer eyes to mesmerize. So I'm gonna go ahead and start applying this as a base. Yeah, this product is quite thick. Now I can tell right away that this dries quite quickly, actually. I can feel it kind of drying and kind of setting down. It's much thicker than I expected it to be. Yeah, it's not quite as moussey as I was expecting it to be. Now I'm kind of excited to try this smoky taupe. How these are so interesting. Like nothing I've ever used. I've never used anything like this before. Wow, it is completely different than what I expected it to be. Completely different. I'm gonna go directly into the Flawless Beige, and I'm gonna try to apply these like I would any other cream eyeshadow. I wanna use a brush because that's how I apply cream eyeshadows. So I'm just gonna go down in and try to pick up some of the product. Now, I would say the trick is to kind of remove the top layer of these. So like, see the shiny layer on top, like as it sets, it's almost like you got to remove that to kind of get to the product. So I recommend doing that. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply this here on the crease and see how these blend on top of each other using that one color as a base. These are quite tacky. So as I'm placing it on the lid, it's almost like it's picking up my eyelid with it. I just was not expecting this product to be like this. I was expecting it to be much more creamier. You know what? Let's go into a darker shade because I just don't feel like that color is showing up on my complexion. I'm going to go into Chocolate Veil. So I'm just going to apply this in the crease right here and see how this works. I just can't get any color to build up. I can't get any color to build up with these. And it's almost like you got to do this tapping motion because you really can't blend it. You can't put it on and blend it like this. You can't go in with the brush and blend it because it, like my eyelid is moving with it. So as I'm going like this, you can see my eyelid wants to, it's like pulling on the eyelid. So you can't really blend it. You have to like tap it. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and put it here on the back of my hand. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with my finger and see if I can get better color. Yeah. So using a finger, you're going to get way better color, which is kind of hard for those of us that have nails. If you have short nails, you'll probably be able to use it better, but you're going to get these in your nails. Like, you're going to get the formula up and into your nails, I can promise you, because these are... Okay, you guys, this is way too hard to use. What in the world? Okay, so now it's like a muddy mess. And the problem is it's just so dang tacky. I can't get it to like blend. It's so thick that like all of my bristles are like gunked up together, and you can't blend this. Like you try, but it's so dry. Like it's not like, okay, so I have one from Tom Ford. Ooh, these are hard to get off though. Okay, so I have this one from Tom Ford, and this is completely different. So this has such a soft, kind of moussey texture. And this blends so easily. I mean, look, I'm able to blend that out with my finger and just get such a beautiful blend. Yeah, I don't know that I love these. I mean, I am struggling. Okay, I also have this from NARS. This is the Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base, and I love this. Love this. I was introduced to this from Hindash. Hindash always talks about this product from NARS. Super creamy, great base, and you can apply anything you want over top of it, and all of the products just kind of blend over top of it very beautifully. It is a great base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Charlotte Tilbury palette, and I'm going to go over this and see if I can... It is a mess, you guys. These are hard to use. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed the Pillow Talk palette, this Instant Eye palette, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and I'm just gonna see if I can get a matte shadow to help me blend this, because boy am I struggling. That worked a good, right? Like, let's put it over top out here because it's so dang muddy. Interestingly enough, the shadow blends quite easily over top of it. It blends better than I thought it would, to be honest with you. Putting the shadow over top of it, it still looks a tad bit muddy in a few areas, but not as bad as I thought. So, you know, putting the powder shadow over top of it kind of cleaned it up a little bit and made it look a lot better, but I don't know if it's worth the hassle than any other cream eyeshadow that I have, period. I don't know that I have any other cream eyeshadows that's as matte as this. Now for the other eye, I was thinking about, really know like how I want to do it, to be completely honest with you. I do feel like you get the most pigment by using your fingers. So like going down into the product and then putting it on with your fingers. So I'm going to take this nude color, the Nude Cashmere. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply Nude Cashmere here on my lid. You can see it definitely, the warmth of the finger blends this out so much better than a brush. Having nails, I can't use my fingers. It's very hard for me. You guys, these are way too hard. I'm sorry, but these are way, way too hard to use. Yeah, you guys, these are so kind of thick and waxy, and here's the best way I can describe it. They are thick, waxy, matte, dry. So you can see what it's done to the brush just by pushing it. It hasn't come back to its shape. Now, if I was using the Tom Ford or the NARS, MAC Painterly paint pots, any of those, that would not be the case. This is just super, super thick. Super thick. She is a thick bitch. So I'm gonna go into this smoky taupe, and I'm just gonna layer this like on top. I had to go in and circle it quite like this to get the brush to pick up enough product to be able to kind of blend it over top. Okay, so now you can see that I have some thick spots. Let's go in with a brush and see how easy this is to blend. So tacky, it's like sticking to the brush. And now I gotta get a smaller brush and try to break up this line. Oh my gosh. It's messing up my eyelashes, kids. Oh, I don't love these. Why are these so hard? Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and put on some concealer. I'm going to take a little bit of this dark brown, which is Chocolate Veil, and I'm going to apply this right under my lash line. Now it's almost like you have a little bit better of control with how much pigment you get when you use a brush versus using your finger. So like when you use your finger, you end up getting a lot, and then you kind of have to work hard to blend it out. I feel like using a brush, you have a little bit better of a control. I'm gonna go ahead and go back into this color and bring that down here on the lower lash line. This is the Smoky Taupe. Let's go ahead and put on the Eyes to Mesmerize on the eyelid over top of this and see how the Eyes to Mesmerize blends out over top of this. This Eyes to Mesmerize formula has just been one of my absolute favorites, like just such a good formula. I'm gonna put Maria Antoinette over top of this. And so this is the Maria Antoinette, and I'm gonna dip my brush down in and pick up a little bit of them. They're very, very moussey and just so easy to apply, and I absolutely love them. Like, and they give you time to blend them out. They give you time to kind of play around with it. Just such a forgiving formula. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, put a tiny bit here on the tip, and I'm just going to blend it kind of over top here. The Eyes to Mesmerize blends out quite well over top of this matte formula. It does. Heck, you know what? While we're at it, while we're just having fun because I look ridiculous, I'm going to put Star Gold right here on the lid. I mean, why not? I'm going to. I'm here. So, okay. I'm going to grab the Star Gold on this brush using the other side of the brush, and I'm going to paint it on like right here. Just to kind of try to make these eye looks better, because I just do not like the way that this whole thing turned out. Gosh, I have so many thoughts. So many thoughts. But I want you to see my brush. Look at this brush, you guys. Look at it. It's so thick that it's like clung to all the hairs and brought it all together. None of my cream eyeshadows do that. None of them. Like, this is like a crispy, see how they're all kind of clumped together? In all the years I've been playing with makeup, I've never had a formula like it. Just to be fair, I'm gonna take this brush down into the Tom Ford, okay? Blend it out. Tom Ford is one of my favorites. You can see that the formula is dry. So see how the difference in the brushes? Let me hold them up next to each other. Come on, you can see the difference between the formula and the brushes. That is the reason why it's so hard to use. Okay, so that's it for application. Let's go ahead and jump into the swatches. I'm going to swatch these 4 shades next to other cream eyeshadows that I have in my collection, and then I will get into my final thoughts. There are going to be people that are going to like these, but I think it's going to be a particular person. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the swatches, and I will see you guys in my final thoughts. Okay, you guys, the time has come. Let's jump into my final thoughts. I do not like these on any level. For me, they are a no-go. They are absolutely everything I was hoping they would not be. I don't know that I have any formula like this in my collection. These are extremely, they're not dry though. The thing that's weird about these is that they're waxy dry. So they're not like matte dry, they're waxy dry. It's the most bizarre formula. And for me, just on a regular personal level, there's no way I will ever use these again. In fact, I'm actually thinking about sending them back. I hate doing that because I was so excited, and that's the reason why I bought 4 of the 5 shades. I have so many Eyes to Mesmerize that I absolutely love, and I love them so much. So I was like, this is a no-brainer. I gotta have 4 of the 5 shades. I didn't get the black because I normally never do a smoky eye, so there was really no point in me buying the black. But I thought for sure I would be wearing all of these shades so much during the summer. And this formula is just way too dry. It's so difficult to use. And you saw the struggles when I was applying them on the lid. And here's the thing. I think these are going to work probably for those who are makeup artists, for those that really need to have that layer of product down to have the makeup last longer. I can see that being that. Also, I think if you have nails, these are just going to be a complete pain in your butt. If you don't have nails, maybe you have really short nails, you're going to have a better time using these with your fingers because the warmth of your finger kind of breaks up that waxy, like dry, hard to blend formula. But you guys, just on a real level, these are not unique shades. So it's not like you have to make them work. I just can't recommend these to anybody. I just don't see anybody would use these on a regular basis. So even if you work with it and you try to get it to work and you get it to work and you're like, okay, I like that. Who has time to sit there and make something work? Because I know I don't. When I'm not filming and I'm not sitting here playing with makeup, if I've got a busy day, I don't want something that's so hard to use. I want something that I can hurry and throw on, run out the door, and be good all day. This is not one of those products. It's just too fussy. It's too hard to use. It's too hard to blend. And I cannot on any level recommend this formula. And it pains me to say that because I love the Eyes to Mesmerize. It's one of my favorite shimmer formulas. And I mean, it came to the rescue on this hot mess, right? This was a hot, ugly mess. And it fixed it. What I can tell you is I do like that when I went in with a matte shadow, I was able to use a matte shadow to blend this side out. But what a freaking hassle it was. The thing is that you can finally get it there, but the whole point of having a cream eyeshadow is to either one, have something layered, or two, have something easy, and these are not easy to use. I use cream eyeshadows quite frequently, and if they're gonna be hard for me to use, they're definitely gonna be hard for other people that don't use cream eyeshadows very much. Like, I am really used to using cream eyeshadow. I kind of have a system. I know kind of how to blend it. I kind of know like when you need to blend it and how much you need on the brush. Like I've got it kind of figured out on how to use a cream eyeshadow. Put it on the brush, how much to blend out, you know, when you need to add more, how much to add. Like I have a pretty good system when it comes to applying cream eyeshadows, and these are hard for me. How does it compare to other brands? Well, I can tell you, the Tom Ford is so much more creamier, so easy to blend. These are quite pricey, absolutely, but this is a fantastic formula. Absolutely no fuss. They're pricey. I've actually picked them up on sale. Same goes for the cream eyeshadows in the Patrick Ta palette. These cream eyeshadows, completely different. These are like the Tom Ford. Very creamy, very buttery, very easy to blend out. These from Charlotte Tilbury are completely different formula. If you've used the Patrick Ta cream shadows in this palette and you like it, you won't like the formula from Charlotte Tilbury. It almost feels like the product is frozen in a way. Like you're waiting for it to melt, but it's just not melting. Like you're waiting for it to come to room temperature, but it's not coming to room temperature. It's the most bizarre formula, and I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm so disappointed on every level. I also really love the cream eyeshadows from Mesmerize. She's got amazing shades, amazing formula, so easy to apply, and these are budge proof. Like you put them on and blend them out and they're not going anywhere. Little goes a long way, but they're not going anywhere, and they kind of have more of an oily texture. So be very careful with them because they go a very, very long way, but last all day, easy to apply, completely different than these from Charlotte Tilbury. Like she had such an opportunity because the Eyes to Mesmerize in the shimmer formula is such an amazing formula. She had such an opportunity to create such an amazing product, and just, oh, it's not good. I love the NARS. Like I said, this is the Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. Love these. Fantastic. And I also quite like the doe foot on these because you can apply it straight on the eyelid and take a brush and hurry and blend it out, or your fingertip. so much easier, and you can use this as a base. I just cannot recommend these on any level. I can't, you guys. These are bad. Those are my overall thoughts. Sound off down below in the comments section. Let us know. Have any of you guys picked up these from Charlotte Tilbury, and are you feeling the same way I am? I have not watched any reviews on them. I've not heard anybody talk about them. I do really try to keep my opinions my own. It just, you know, I want my opinion in my review to be my own. I don't want it being influenced by outsiders. So I haven't heard anybody talk about these. I haven't watched any videos on them. So I'm just curious, is everybody hating them like I do? Because these are bad. Like on a scale from 1 to 5, these are like a 1. Like a 1-star bad. They're not good. Yeah. Sound off down below in the comments section. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.